Alright, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi y'all. On a cool, wet Tuesday. Yesterday at work, it pretty much rained all night. I was there 3 to 11 doing the same thing today. And still damp outside. It's not raining as much as it was, but it's still damp. But that's okay. I mean, I like cold, wet, nasty weather. And it's not that cold. I was actually warmed up enough now that I went out to the little laundry room here at the apartments, and I'm in short sleeves, and it was okay. Get me a little coffee going here and a shave going. So today, something a little bit unusual. Actually, I found something I hadn't used before. So a little shave review here of a product, actually. I was at Family Dollar. And I usually shop Dollar General just because up the road here it's a whole lot easier. Oh, by the way, check this out. That's not pink eye. That's what happens when you leave your contacts in too long. And I did. And this left eye, for some reason, is always susceptible to that. And I know that. But I didn't have my glasses with me. So anyway, just irritated. It'll clear up in a few days. But anyway, how you like that? So anyway, I was at the Family Dollar. Now, like I said, I usually go to the Dollar General because it's more convenient. The way that I go to work and come back, it's right there. So anyway, I went a little bit out of my way and went to the Family Dollar because needed some T-shirts, if you want to know the truth about the matter. If anybody cares that Fuzzy needed undershirts. And the Dollar Tree didn't have them, so I went to Family Dollar. But anyway, so I'm walking around. I'm going up to the checkout, and I look around. And used to, Family Dollar sold the smells like... Old Spice. They did the generic Old Spice and that stuff, and they don't do that anymore. But I still look shaving aisles when I walk by. And they had these blades. Daxton is the brand name. They're made in China, which is a big red flag, because most China blades I think there was a Tiger brand, and I used to say blade's a blade and a razor's a razor. I still do, and someone would always bring those blades up, and it's like, those blades are defective. You can't shave with a dull razor. I don't care what your technique is. If someone would always, think that they were going to be gotcha. I was talking the other day about, but anyway, these are distributed by someone out of Chesapeake Bay, some company there, Midwood or something like that. But they're made in China. It says right there on the back. But it says it's double-edged blades made of high-quality stainless steel and are coated to create a smooth edge. Now, it doesn't say what they're doesn't say what they're coated with, but air probably, just at a guess. But anyway, I was made a point the other day about people in different comment sections of forums and news feeds and stuff. They always want to be the gotcha guy. And there was one the other day that was talking about, they want to restrict firearms. They said, well, they've been doing that for years. What's different? And what he's alluding to was the fact that back in the 30s, over 80 years ago, they decided you couldn't just go out and buy a machine gun. But what people don't understand, and I'm going to hit on this just a minute, we're going to move on. What people don't understand, though, is they did not ban you from buying a fully automatic weapon or silencers. They didn't ban that. They put a tax on it. You got to pay a tax and do paperwork. But anyhow, so I love the gotcha guys, and they would always try to do that. So it's in a plain white wrapper there. So what I thought, I said, well, I want to use a razor that I know, because so I can see how this blade is, and I want to use, stuff I know. When you're trying something new, don't try several different things that are new at the same time. Change one thing. This is what I always say about new people coming in. They want to throw all this stuff at you. You need to try this. You need to try that. You need to try that. You need to do this. Nope, change this. Change. It's like, look, folks, get you a razor, get you a brush, get you soap, get you an aftershave. Aftershave can be variable. I don't think that's, but anyway, the soap, the equipment. Get a blade. Don't matter what blade. If you don't really know how to drive, you're not going to understand how good a Ferrari is. You don't go out and buy a car and then go and change the tires every time you drive down the road and back, do you? Why would you do that with razor blade? Settle in, pick a blade. Blade's a blade, razor's a razor, especially starting. And learn technique. And then if something, then you change one thing at a time and you'll eventually find what you like. So anyway, what I thought I was going to do was I'm just going to go with something that I know well, that I can judge the blade because I'll know that everything else is solid. So I got out an old, just a plain old. It needs, the brass is all cruddy and it's even got some green in there. I see it needs some cleaning, and you know, this, that, and the other. But that's what we're going to use. It's just an old, and they're very reliable, steady. They're wonderful shavers. You know, some people say they're aggressive. Some people say they're not. I think it sometimes depends on which one you got, because they could be. But it's an open comb, and I love that. So anyway, that's what we're doing, is we're going to use a Gillette Old. Now this one doesn't have the stamp on it, so it probably dates from the 20s. If I recall, the ones that didn't have a serial number on them at all dated from the 20s. Am I right about that? Someone that knows more about these than I do can talk. For our soap, I have not used vintage Colgate in a while, and I don't know why, because vintage Colgate is just as good, every bit as good as vintage Williams. You know, it's at least right up there with it. Now, I would pick Williams over Colgate, but, you know, they both still do a really wonderful job. They're on the same level, I would think. Hard to find, or harder to find these days. I've got several. They started making it in 1917, and it was the barbershop on it. Barbershop, and then they had a cup soap, and then they had a mug soap. I've got some of all of it. This particular one, I think that I have in this is just a little VDH bowl. It actually got cracked, and I glued it all back together. That's the way I know which one is the Colgate and which one is the VDH. I also realized I hadn't used VDH in a long time, and there was absolutely nothing. It's not really a Texas company anymore. But Unilever bought it, multinational company they call them. But anyway, I've still got some of the stuff back before it was a multinational company. And there was never anything really wrong with VDH. You used to get it at Walmart, and it was a Texas-made product. And you can get different things from. I've still got one or two of their little what they called their basic starter set. It was this bowl and a soap and a boar brush. And once they changed with the company, the brush got even cheaper than it was, if you can believe that. And a lot of people can't believe that, but I've got a VDH brush I've had a long time. But anyway, we're just shaving a day's growth, nothing spectacular, and that's a good test for a razor. Well, it's not been the best day. I went to leave work last night, and the old car didn't want to start. It took it a while for me to get it going. And then earlier I wanted to run to the store, and it wouldn't start at all. And I think that has to do with the cold and the damp. It's not getting spark. It's getting fuel. Not getting spark. And my dad had a car at one time that when it got cold wet, I can remember him going out with a hairdryer on an extension cord, and he would dry the distributor and everything out, and it would go to running just fine, but it would the dampness would get in, and that may be what we're fighting here. But it's still damp outside and it's still cool outside, so I'll just drive the Expedition a few days. Nothing really wrong with that. It needs a few tires, but we'll get it going. So anyway, all right, so a new blade. This is a Daxton, made in China, bought at Family Dollar, first use of this here blade. Now, I like being able to go down locally and buy stuff. And I've been able to find double-edged blades. I used to go to the Winn-Dixie, and they actually had the made in Israel blades, which were really good blades. But I can tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with this blade at all. I know the reputation of the Chinese blades. And remember the blades that come with the, I just happen to have it sitting right here, the blades that come with the Dollar Tree, $1.25 razors are Chinese made. Now, I'm not in any way, shape, form, or fashion am I saying we need to buy anything from China. I'm not a fan of them. I don't like it. But, however, the sad truth of it is that we have made ourselves reliant, so it's hard not to. But anyway, razor blades. But there's nothing at all. I could quit right there and not have to worry about shaving anymore. They were a little more expensive than I remembered single edge blade or double edge blades being. It was like $250 for the pack of 5. Seemed like I used to get them a lot cheaper than that. I don't buy a lot of double edge blades because I don't use a lot of double edge blades. And here a while back, somebody gave me a bunch of double edge blades, so I don't buy a lot of blades. But it is neat to find something. So Daxton, D-A-X, what was it again? Hold on. Make sure we get it right. Yeah, Daxton, D-A-X-T-O-N blades. So far, this one's been really nice. Here we go for our across the grain shave. There's no tugging. It's smooth. Feels like any other blade. Oh, I can only use feather blades, and I use them once and I throw them away. They make meds for that. That's a quote by a guy I would consider a friend. I always pick at him. Don't take it serious. He's got a really hard, tough beard apparently. And he likes to use a feather blade one time. Says that's the only thing he can get a shave from. Well, okay. I don't believe him. I've always told him. He ain't going to be surprised to hear. I don't believe him. But none of my business either, is it? But anyway, I haven't caught up on my news reading today. There were a couple of interesting stories yesterday. I don't watch soccer, which Europeans call football. I don't watch it that much, but it was kind of tense there during that last World Cup final game. I was following it on BBC News. I wasn't watching, but I was at work, and I was following on BBC News the game, and pretty exciting there. I agree with a lot of people in the world, though. It seems kind of funny that they finished the game with with penalties instead of just, I don't know. What could you do? I mean, you could just have an extra time and first team scores or whatever. I don't know exactly how you would do it. I'm not that smart, but I was reading that there were people saying that needs to be changed because there were several matches that were decided that way, and people weren't overly happy about it. But also, one thing I say about stuff like that is if it comes down to where one kick makes or breaks your game, especially in a big game, and one kick sends you home or one bad penalty sends you, then you didn't play good enough to start with. Now there's people, I say the same thing about our football, basketball, especially basketball. If it gets down and there's a foul or there's a penalty that goes against you and you don't think that should be, and if that ruins your whole game, you're doing something wrong anyway. But I'm not a professional athlete, so what do I know? All right, well, I can say that is a thoroughly enjoyable shave. Look at that. Did a really good job. Everything's cleaned up really nice. And so I'm going to say that that blade is A-OK. How long is it going to last? I don't know. I'll leave it in that razor and use it a few times. We'll see. I don't know how long they normally last for me because I don't count. I leave blades and move blades to different razors and everything. And eventually I'll pick one up and don't want to shave no more. Or I'm shaving with it and I realize it's not going to make another shave. So I put it out. Like I said before, I've known people that kept charts on it, and I'm trying to come up with Excel spreadsheets. That's what I'm looking for. Spreadsheets. Yes, I've known people that kept spreadsheets on stuff like that. I ain't making it up. People I know and would call friends, believe it or not, have they keep spreadsheets on their blade usage and their shaves. That's dedication right there. But anyway, I don't do that. Some people, when they take the blade out, they put it back in the wrapper and they'll put a tick mark on the wrapper to show it was used, and that way they can keep up with how many times it's been used. I don't really do that either. Like I said, I use it till it don't shave no more. What we call the blade whisperer method. The blade tells me when it's done. All right, a little Clubman musk. If you never tried the Clubman musk, you must. Anyway, it's good stuff. I like it. Alrighty, and then now I did a video the other day, and I don't think it got uploaded. I think I forgot about it because I usually do the video and I go about my business when I get to work. You know, I'll upload it. Take time to set everything up and upload it, which is what I'm gonna do with this today. So you may end up with 2 for 1 today. Because if that other one hadn't uploaded, I'll upload it too. But anyway, there we go. Wonderful shave. A product that you can pick up local. If you have a Family Dollar around you, check and see what blades they have. You may be able to pick you up some good double-edged blades at not a bad price. You don't got to get them off mail. You don't got to wait for them to come in. You just go down and buy them. I don't think that's a bad thing. All right, well, I'm going to go do what I do. You go do what you do. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you.